The golden glow of the city lights streamed through the glass windows of my high-rise apartment, but all I could see was the cold emptiness of my marriage. I had been in love with Olivia for 5 years, but lately, love felt like a lie. She used to look at me like I was the only man in the world. Now, she barely looked at me at all. Every night, she came home late, smelling of expensive perfume and cheap betrayal. I tried to ignore it. I tried to believe her when she said, "It's just work, Leo. You wouldn't understand." But I wasn't blind. I had seen the way she laughed at her phone when she got a message. The way she fixed her hair and reapplied her lipstick before leaving for a meeting. And the worst part? Her meetings were always with one man, her manager, Nathan Carter. Nathan was wealthy, powerful, and a smooth talker. I had met him once at Olivia's company party. He shook my hand, smiled too much, and treated Olivia like she was his possession. I wanted to believe she was faithful, that all my doubts were just in my head. But one night, reality shattered every last hope. It was a rainy evening. Olivia had told me she was staying late at the office. I should have gone home, pretended everything was fine. But something in my gut told me to see for myself. I drove to her office and waited in the parking lot. The building was almost empty, except for one floor where the lights were still on. Her manager's office. A shadow moved behind the curtains. Then another. I clenched my fists as I saw Olivia's familiar silhouette. I had seen enough. The next morning, I placed the divorce papers on the table. She looked at them, then at me, her expression unreadable. "You don't even want to talk about this?" she asked. "I don't need to," I said, my voice cold. "I already know." She sighed and picked up the pen. No hesitation. No tears. Just her signature on the paper, as if she had been waiting for this moment. That was when I realized she had never truly loved me. The moment she walked out of our home, I felt an emptiness inside me. But anger burned away the pain. If she wanted to betray me for power and wealth, I would make sure she regretted it. I wasn't just going to move on. I was going to destroy the world she had chosen over me. That night, I made a decision. I was going to buy the company. 6 months later, everything had changed. I was no longer the man who begged for love. I was the man who owned everything. Olivia had left me for her career. She had chosen wealth over love, power over loyalty. What she didn't know was that I had more of both than she ever imagined. Buying her company wasn't easy, but money talks. I had built my own empire from nothing, and when the opportunity came to buy out her firm, I didn't hesitate. Nathan Carter, the man she had risked everything for, had made one fatal mistake. He underestimated me. I walked into the office on a Friday morning, wearing a crisp black suit, my presence commanding the room before I even spoke. The moment I stepped through the glass doors, employees stopped in their tracks. They knew who I was. They had heard the rumors. Nathan stood by Olivia's desk, flipping through some reports. He looked up and froze when he saw me. "Leo," Olivia whispered, her voice barely audible. I met her gaze, my lips curling into a slow, knowing smirk. "Hello, Olivia." She swallowed hard, her fingers tightening around the file she was holding. She looked stunning as always, dressed in a navy blue blouse and a pencil skirt that hugged her curves. But today there was something else in her eyes. Fear. Nathan cleared his throat, straightening his tie. "What are you doing here?" I took my time before answering, enjoying the tension. "Didn't anyone tell you? I own this company now." Olivia gasped. The file slipped from her hands, papers scattering across the floor. Nathan's face turned pale. "That's impossible." I stepped closer, towering over him. "Oh, it's very possible." My voice was low, steady. "Effective immediately, I am the new CEO. And you, Nathan, are no longer needed." He laughed nervously. You can't just fire me. I leaned in slightly, lowering my voice just for him. I can. And I just did. Security arrived within minutes. Nathan tried to protest, but he was powerless. He had made his choice, Olivia over everything. And now he had nothing. The moment he was escorted out, I turned my attention back to her. She still hadn't moved, still hadn't spoken. You did this on purpose, she finally said, her voice trembling. I tilted my head, pretending to think. Did what? You bought this company just to get back at me. I chuckled. I bought it because it was a smart investment. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. But watching you squirm? That's just a bonus. She took a shaky breath. What do you want, Leo? I reached out, tucking a loose strand of hair behind her ear. She flinched but didn't pull away. Everything, I murmured. I want everything you thought you could take from me. Her breathing was uneven, her chest rising and falling as she searched my eyes. This isn't you, she whispered. The man I loved wasn't cruel. I let out a cold laugh. The man you loved? Funny, because I don't remember you loving me at all. She looked away, her fingers trembling at her sides. It wasn't like that. No. I traced my fingers along her jaw, tilting her chin up so she had no choice but to look at me. Then tell me, Olivia, why did you do it? Tears welled in her eyes, but she blinked them away. I thought I wanted more. I smirked. And now? She didn't answer. Instead, she did something unexpected. She reached up, brushing her fingertips against my cheek. I don't know, she admitted softly. For a moment, the fire between us burned hotter than the past. I should have pulled away. I should have reminded her that she was the one who destroyed us. But when she leaned in, when her lips hovered inches from mine, I didn't stop her. And when she whispered, I made a mistake, I felt my control slipping. Revenge had brought me here. But now, standing this close to her, I wasn't sure if I wanted to punish her or claim her all over again.